guys, it's Godbars here, the self-proclaimed hip-hop historian, and this is the 387th episode of my series where I grab a vinyl from my collection, talk about why I love it, what influence it has, and what its place is in the grand scheme of hip-hop. So for today's video, I thought it would be a good idea to revisit a late icon who happens to also be one of my all-time personal favorites, that being Sean Price. While this enigmatic legend has already showed up on the page numerous times in the past, I've still yet to really make a dent in his prolific discography, considering the only Sean P projects I've covered so far are Nocturnal, his stellar 1996 debut as Helta Skelta alongside Rockness Monster, and I suppose you could technically include 2006's The Last Stand, though that was a release by the entire collective. And if this is somehow the first Bootcamp Click related upload you've seen on the channel, this supergroup included Helta Skelta, Original Gun Clappers, and a couple of other key 90s names like Smith & Wesson and Buckshot of Black Moon. However, while I definitely aim to cover the other two Helta Skelta LPs, 1998's Magnum Force and 2008's DIRT, The Incredible Rap Team, at some point, I've only discussed one solo Sean P album on the page, that being his 2005 debut Monkey Bars, and I'll link that video down in the description below, since in it I explain how Sean's voice, delivery, and overall approach to rhyme schemes had really begun to take form around this time. And it's honestly an anomaly of a case where a rapper who was already dope and successful in the 90s actually managed to get better with age and put out their best material a good decade into their career. I don't think I have to explain what it is that makes this dude's music so lovable and captivating, especially post-2000s, because much like MF Doom or Rock Marciano, both of whom P would collaborate with, he was able to carve out a specific, defined 4-bar flow pattern that he managed to make his own, and by utilizing his clever pen in different deliveries, Sean Price ended up with this instantly recognizable pocket that he could reliably fall back on, yet it never came off as lazy or stale to me. After Monkey Bars, as well as the final Bootcamp Click album, Sean went on to hit it out of the park again with his sophomore solo LP, 2007's Jesus Price Superstar, which is definitely one of his best, though after that point he would take a 5-year hiatus before returning with his third solo full-length here, 2012's Mike Tyson, which I may not love quite as much as 2017's Imperious Rex, but since I haven't managed to add that vinyl to my collection yet, I thought this killer LP would be a fitting replacement, especially since it includes virtually all the same shining qualities. And just like every solo Sean P project I've mentioned, there's a pretty staggering ratio when it comes to how consistent the tracks are, and it definitely speaks to the late icon's ear for production, because he was one of the absolute best when it came to picking a beat he knew he could excel on. Since P was such a no-nonsense artist, I'm gonna cut right to the chase and share one of my favorite lyrical excerpts of his, and on Mike Tyson, one of these many examples would have to be the intro track, which genuinely has one of the heaviest, most cinematic, and straight out of a horror movie instrumentals I've ever heard, and this veteran MC more than does it justice. Rapping, it goes, Hanna-Barbera Barbarian, bars better than yours and your entourage pa Sean Barium. You know how the shit go, no disco, Cisco, or Calypso. Low pip, 4-5 smoke mixed with Indo. East African beast battering Chief Kimbo. Barefooted, stepping on hot coal Shaka Zulu. Spear chucking you front and I'ma shoot you. Hardcore rap at its worst. Move from the morgue truck to the back of the hearse. Move from the back of the hearse to back in the dirt. Change clothes, put a pack on his turf. Move on. Do Sean, can't be me motherfucker, your shoes wrong. Boot camp for life B, 9 times out of 10 you can catch me in Nikes. I also really quickly want to give a small lyrical spotlight to one of the featured artists on this LP, because even though we get a pretty good heap of guest appearances, The one that always really stood out to me comes from Ill Bill of Nonfiction, who spazzed so hard I'd be remiss if I didn't share this career-defining feature, where Bill takes the final verse of the gritty track Solomon Grundy, coming in with Ill Bill murder futuristic like Paul Lafayette, haul your casket away, assassins'll spray, reptilian like a cannibal's brain, horrifying like dying in a two-passenger plane, nose diving, fire in the sky, showers of flame, houses of pain on cypress hills and mountainous terrain, even a lion chills after an ounce of sour to the face. I'm the lightning that the Vikings worshipped, the sight of when a rifle's bursting right subversive, I'm a decisive person. Liquor on a bullet wound, feel the Henny sting, everything is everything, I'm a heavy metal king. Been labeled intelligent, irrelevant, malevolent, true indeed, plus a veteran, on point like the devil's chin. Surrounded by apparitions and statues of smiling death. Assassins with pistols capture your dying breath, like you've stepped into a horror flick. Kill you, then resurrect you in the middle of a blizzard of hollow tips, Solomon Grundy. Just to even out the score a bit, I want to share just a sliver of one more Sean P verse here, and even though it's pretty much just 2 minutes of straight bars, I chose to pull a few lines from the grimy, minimal track Barbarian, where the monster MC gets in his bag right from the first line, rapping, I don't want a Dougie, I just want money, studied under the understudy, the 120, young dummies, can't spar, no life, my flow tight just like your pants are, you don't got a chance, paw, Ansar community, Malachi York Fricasio, fuck a eulogy, fuck jewelry. What jewelry? I took this from another rapper, slapped him with the toolie, G. Cornball rappers, I see you on BET. Relieved of their jewelry, interview beef DVD. PT&T, the flow dynamite. Rapper so-so, bozos ain't rhyming right. I hit a line of white, I smoke a dub of green. People call it purple, what the fuck you mean? Fuck a fist fight, I'm gunning you rappers. I don't give a fuck about none of y'all rappers. Bits spray shit, the pips stay lit. My bitch stay dipped with the Richard Bait tits. Bitches say shit, they say it ain't shit. Shut the fuck up, homie, I'm nothing to play with. P. As I alluded to earlier, we get a number of featured MCs here outside of Ill Bill, including Rusty Jux, Ike Eyes, Realm Reality, Torre, PH, aka Pumpkinhead, another late legend from the famous Team Homie, Buckshot, and Pharaoh Monch. Then, as for the talented producers who made Mike Tyson happen, that roster consisted of names like Ninth Wonder, Alchemist, AMP, Beat Butcher, Eric G, Crisis, Wool, Static Selecta, Team Demo, Quelle Chris, as well as both Evidence and DJ Babu of Dilated Peoples. When it comes to my honorable mentions for this one, I definitely want to recommend songs like Title Track, Pyrex, Price and Shining Armor, Straight Music, STFU Part 2, Frankenberry, Barbecue Sauce, Bully Rap, Battering Bars, Hush, and The Hardest Rapper Out. Then, as for my overall top 3 favorites here, I think I would have to trim it down to Barbarian, The Genesis of the Omega, and Solomon Grundy. Thank you for watching my 387th video. Next time, we are returning to a progressive, experimental outfit that's always pushing the genre forward. So keep an eye out for that, and if you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know what your top tracks are off this charismatic listen. Don't forget to have a great day, and I'll see you next time, okay? Alright.